Blog Talk Radio. Has anyone ever told you you dream too big, that you have too many ideas, that you need to be realistic? What if there was a career and lifestyle that you could completely design yourself that enables you to do what makes your heart truly sing and helps millions of people benefit from what you have to offer? One that provided you with all the money you need to thrive, not just survive. That is the life of an enlightened entrepreneur. Welcome to the Aha Moments radio show, dedicated to the inspiration, education, and celebration of enlightened entrepreneurs worldwide, with your host, Mariana Cooper, founder of Aha Moments Inc. and AhaMomentsInc.com. Her motto, oh yes, you can have what you want, and you deserve it too. Join us for the next hour and learn to trust your aha moments to lead the way to a passionate and purposeful life. And now here's your host, Mari.
Hello there, it's Mari, and welcome to the Aha Moments radio show for the inspiration, education, and celebration of enlightened entrepreneurs worldwide. Happy Tuesday, you guys. I am excited to be here. I didn't know what we were going to be talking about until late last night when the angel said, well, why don't we go this direction? And it came through so nice and clean and clear, and that's what we're talking about tonight, is clearing and cleaning out your energy so you can get unstuck if you happen to be stuck, and to just let things come in with a lot greater ease. And I just wanted to say that there's a lot of, I don't know. There's a lot of shifts. Obviously, we've been talking about this for weeks and weeks and weeks. But just because we have a new grid and we have all this, sort of new opportunity doesn't mean that we don't have to continue our, I call it, energetic hygiene. And tonight we're going to talk all about how to do that. We're going to talk about how to clear the energy in your home, how to clear your own personal auric field, your own energetic fields, even how to clear your body while you're clearing your energetic field simultaneously, and I'm going to give you a little bit of what I do on a regular basis, because just like you take a shower and wash your hair and brush your teeth, you need to also be clearing and cleaning your energy on a daily basis, not just, once a year when you hear about it, in a blog or, on a radio show or something like that. And a lot of people, are familiar with feng shui and all that kind of stuff. I actually don't practice feng shui. Ooh, oh my gosh, I'll probably get a bunch of emails. Only reason why is because it freaks me out. It's just a lot of details. It makes me a little nutty, a lot nutty. I had in my old house, I had a feng shui person come to my house, and she traumatized me. I had 15 pages of cures that she wanted me to do. She wanted me to rip my plants out because they had knife-shaped leaves, and I had negative arrows and daggers and vortexes. And it was so overwhelming. So I just said, I'm going to kiss the whole house up to God and let it be. So I don't practice feng shui. I am looking, if anybody knows a good feng shui person who's like, basic, not berserk. I would love to have a chat with them and have them on the show. So if you know somebody, email me and let me know. You can do it to support at AhaMomentsInc.com. So tonight, the reason why I say this, tonight's not going to be about feng shui, but it is going to be about clearing and managing the energy in your space. And you can do this for your home. Like I said, you can do it for a specific room. You can do it for your car. You can do it for your office. There's all different things you can do to clear the way. So before we get into all of that, I wanted to give you the phone number to call in. I will be taking some callers tonight. I see a lot of you are already on the line. So it's the number is 347-215-9485 if you're looking to call in and ask a question tonight. 347-215-9485. So we, for housekeeping, we have a full moon coming at the end of the week on the 26th, and that moon happens to be in Leo, which happens to be my sign. So all of you Leos out there, it's a really, really good time to grab some some energy. For us, we're directly opposing our birthdays in the July-August time frame because, of course, we're in January. So we're on that direct opposition to our birth time, and this is a really great time to take in lots of Leonian energy, and that's anybody can benefit from the full moon, that's for sure. It's a great time for really drawing down energy. It's a great time, like these days leading up to do some energetic clearing is great because then you're really in a position to receive. And this is a really good time because at the end of February we're going to go into a Mercury in retrograde. So this is a time to really be accelerating, to really be, leaving no stone unturned, going for it. Really, the masculine energy is in full force right now. That real active time. So you want to harness that energy of the moon, and you can do that. It's on the 26th, so you can start to feel it 3 days before and 3 days after. So we're almost in the halo of it. So you can, play with that energy there. The other thing is we have right now. You want to also be thinking about, because we're going to have a retrograde coming up in the next month. Not within 4 weeks, but in like 6-7 weeks. You want to, if you have any contracts, if you're purchasing a home, leasing an apartment, looking for new jobs, negotiating contracts, if you're a realtor in particular, all my realtor and mortgage people, all my mortgage and realtor friends always freak out like, I need to know when this thing is. If you're planning events, you want to plan them, kind of after the retrograde. I'll check on the next break and see the exact date so I can let you know what they are. But you want to just, like I said, just make sure you're starting to really think ahead and start to, push forward if you want to get things signed and sealed and delivered prior to that time. So the last thing of housekeeping is I am doing readings. This is my last week of my 2012 prices. So if you'd like to get a reading, I highly suggest you sign up. I have some spots, a few spots left for this month, which ends next week, right? No, yeah, next week. And of course, now we're going into February as well. So if you'd like that, to take advantage of the pricing from last year, I have extended it and extended it and extended it, and this is it. This is the last week. So you can get on the calendar to do that. I'd love to have you. And if you are not on my list and you haven't gotten all the notifications about it, you can just send us an email at support@ahamomentsinc.com and we can direct you to the right place, or you can go on the website. We're actually getting a new website done, you guys. It's looking really, really good. I'm very, very excited. So there's going to be all kinds of new stuff, and I have this TV shows coming up and video channels, and I have 2 new books coming out, and I'm actually in the last chapter of my second book, and I'm very excited about it because then I get to start the whole editing process and get this baby out. Probably be coming out in the next 2 months, so I'm really excited about that. And we're planning a big telesummit too, so that's coming up a little bit later in the winter, probably after the retrograde. We're working on all the speakers now, so lots going on, lots going on. So, okay, so number is 347-215-9485 if you want to call in. Sam will answer the phone and take your name. And also, I haven't mentioned this in the past, but if you want to ask a question on the show, I'm thrilled to have you on the show, but please come up with a specific question. It's just easier because we have a very short period of time on the show. So if you have a question, instead of saying what do the angels want to say to me, you want to really come up with something that's fairly subject specific, whether it's about relationships or money or career or something. It just makes it easier to manage, so we can get more people in. Okay, so let's talk about this energetic hygiene, because it's a really, really important aspect of your, I don't know what the word is, spiritual lifestyle, or of just life in general. It's balance, mind, body, spirit balance. A lot of times we mistake our inertia, feeling stuck, feeling heavy, with something being wrong with us, and we kind of go after ourselves. We kind of attack ourselves with, how do we how do I get unstuck? And we go to the life coaches and we feel like, we have to watch Oprah and we're constantly journaling and we're doing all kinds of things to get us unstuck, and it feels like we're spinning it around and around and around, We'll feel like really good one day, and then all of a sudden during the day we might have a drop in energy or a sense of anxiety or a sense of panic. A lot of times, though, these are not our issues. It was funny. I was listening. I got a question from one of my students the other day. She's in my one of my advanced classes in the Path of the Lightworker course, and she said, I was journaling and I heard your voice speaking to me in my journaling. I was looking for advice and I could feel like it was your voice giving me that advice. And it was funny because that's happened to me many times where I've heard my teachers, kind of their voice as I was contemplating an issue or something, and I get some kind of guidance, and it's very real that person, we are very multidimensional, and we can pick up on other people's thoughts and energies, especially our spiritual teachers, and especially the ones who are intuitives and all that kind of stuff. But it had never really dawned on me that people might be picking up on my energy while they were working through their own stuff. And so it was actually one of the catalysts for actually doing the show, because it's important to know that is actually very, very real. And whether it's, a teacher-student situation like what I was thinking about yesterday, or a parenting situation, you could be at home in your kitchen and you get a little flash of your son or your daughter and you feel like something's not quite right. I mean, nothing's horribly wrong, but something's not quite right, and sure enough, you get a call from the school nurse, they have a tummy ache or, a headache or something like that. So you can get those telepathic messages, right? Well, we're all psychic antennas. We literally are all interconnected, like we've been talking about week after week on the show, and we can pick up on energies from anywhere in the world. Now, if you don't know how to filter that, it can get overwhelming, especially if you happen to be a light worker or an intuitive in training, or someone who's very empathic, meaning that you're very highly sensitive to other people's energies. So putting up energetic boundaries is one of the things that you want to be able to do. One of the things you can do is, from an energetic standpoint, is to just surround yourself with white light and perceive yourself as, having like almost, I call them curtains of cheesecloth all the way around you. Instead of like big walls of white light, which would block out everything, if you allow yourself to have like more of a filtered kind of a cheesecloth of white light, so there's like little holes, then the good energy can come through, but there's a filter that kind of holds back. It's kind of like a water filter in your water fountain or your fish tank. It holds back anything that's heavy or negative or, it doesn't belong to you. It pushes that back, returns it to sender, but you're getting your own energy. You're receiving whatever good energy is coming your way, but you're filtering out the heavy stuff, the stuff that's not yours, so that you can really focus on what is yours. And I'm not saying that every single thing you experience doesn't belong to you, but I will say that there's a tremendous amount that is from other people, and especially if you're in the teaching, healing practices, massage therapists, this is really, really important for those folks, because if you're in those professions, that person comes in, they lay on your table, and they're just like dead energetic weight. It's like, it happens in readings. It happens when we're doing our work, that people come to us, our clients come to us, and it's like they just kind of collapse energetically on you. So you want to make sure that you are shielding and clearing to some extent. Now, that doesn't mean you need to fortress yourself, because one of the things that light workers also get confused about is some feel like they're very familiar with this stuff and they want to fortress themselves from their client, because the person comes in and they have really heavy energy, they're going through a hard time, and so the practitioner's like, I've got to shield myself. What happens is that also stops their willingness to receive from the client, because every student is a teacher and every teacher is a student. So every client has something energetically to offer as well as receive, and so does the practitioner. And so it should be a giving and a receiving back and forth between the two. Everybody's getting something, everybody's giving something. So when you completely block yourself from the energy of that person, you are also blocking potential gifts from that person as well. So I'm not saying that you want to fortress yourself, or that you can't, that you should be hyper aware, hyper freaked out about if somebody's in a bad way or whatever. No, it's okay. But as they're learning their lessons, you're learning your lessons vicariously through them as well. So where there's always space for that give and take, and for that growth, for that giving and that receiving. But for the sake of this conversation tonight, pulling your energy through filters, and I like to use that analogy of the cheesecloth, is really, really good to do. The other thing is right before you go to sleep, and I'll do this a lot too, right before you go to sleep, you can call all of the energy that has gone out to other people for the day back to yourself. So if I have, done a few hundred readings in a month, and I have taught 30 people, every week, and I'm talking to thousands of people on the show, all of that, plus all the thousands of people on Facebook and Twitter, and personal relationships, that's a lot of energy going in a lot of different directions. You have kids, you have animals that pull your energy. There's a lot that, of responsibilities. And then not to mention all the different, clerks at the store, and the gas attendant, and the postman, and all the various and sundry people we come in contact with, and even the ones that we don't come in contact with, but the ones that are thinking about us. So if you are teaching, you are a healer, and you have, like what my student said, she's thinking, I'm in the morning, I'm drawing on energy to help me to clarify certain things. So even though you may physically not be working, your energy still is somewhere supporting someone that trusts and cares about what you have to say, right? All of this, at night, what you want to do is you want to, before you go to sleep, as you're closing your eyes, you want to envision calling all of your energy back to yourself, but pulling it through filters. So you reconnect, you refill, you fill your well. When we say, I'm depleted, I need to recharge my batteries, I'm burnt out, I'm stuck, I'm numb, these are all signs of being too splintered and scattered with our energy. If you reset your energy each night, you brush your teeth, you do whatever you do for your evening rituals, and as you're going to sleep, you just pull your energy back through filters. You can even ask Archangel Michael to cut your energetic cords, which is, I'll talk about that in a second. But if you do that each night, you'll be amazed at how nourished you feel. And that doesn't mean that the people who need you won't receive, some aspect of support. But if you consciously are refilling, then it gives, it really is, it's very nourishing, and it's very, replenishing for you. Very, very important, and it makes things a lot easier. It also makes it easier for you to work in your dream state because you're more focused. So you don't want to go through getting ready to go to bed and start thinking about all the horrible things that happened to you for the day and all the things you're really worried about. What you want to do is really start to call your energy back to yourself through filters. To ask for Archangel Michael to cut your cords, which means that, people who are connected to you have energetic cords. We each have energetic cords in each other. And there's energy of love that passes through, but there's also energy of like dependency, and negative energy. So you want to ask to cut the negative cords. The positive cords always stay. It doesn't, you're not going to like cut somebody off that you love or anything like that. But that energy drain, those siphons, you want to have those cut. So you can ask Archangel Michael to please cut your cords, and you can ask Archangel Raphael to fill in any holes that those cords have left with a green healing gel of light, a green healing light, and then you just kind of seal yourself, and you're in good shape, and that's a great way to reset at night. It's also a great way to start the morning. It could be a great thing to do. You can always say, Archangel Michael, please cut my cords if you feel like let's say you have a tough relationship with your boss at work, or there's, mean girls or whatever, just talking to one of my friends today about some politics she's going through in corporate America. And, excuse me, and so she really needs to sort of practice some of these things to reset her energy so she can actually know what's hers and be able to discern, the negative energy that's coming from other people. And if you do this, what I will say is that when you are in situations, whether it's in a tough relationship or with your family member or your spouse or your significant other or a situation with a boss, a coach, or whatever, if you do this, then it gives you a clean slate to be able to use your intuition to know exactly what they're thinking and what their next step is going to be. So it actually, in and of itself, is very protective because it's giving you, it's just giving you a clean slate. It's just giving you that strength and access to your own intuition in a more purified state. If you don't do any of this, this is where people call me and say, oh, but I can't trust my intuition because I was thinking this and then I was thinking that and then I just felt this knowing, but then I got this huge wave of anxiety and and that kind of thing happens. So that's what we just talked about is really important as a start. Pulling your energy through filters, cutting the cords. So we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I'm going to talk a little bit more about this stuff, give you some more tips, and I will start taking your questions. I see a lot of you are calling in. I'm excited about that. Please do not hang up. I will definitely start taking some questions in the next segment. And if you'd like to call in, the number is 347-215-9485. That's 347-215-9485. I'm Mari. You're listening to the Aha Moments radio show, and we'll be right back.
Do you ever get a hunch about something and ignore it, only to find out later you were right after all? Do you know that you're intuitive but need help interpreting what you get? Need quick answers to burning questions but don't have the time to wait for a private reading? Then Mari's Intuitive Living Oracle cards are the tool for you. 45 gorgeous laminated cards and a full book of interpretations come together in a beautiful velvet bag. The cards have been designed and energized to give you the answers right now. No more sleepless nights weighing pros and cons. Ask the cards your questions and see what message your intuition has for you. To learn more and get your deck now, go to the store at www.ahamomentsinc.com and click on the Intuitive Living cards now. That's the store at ahamomentsinc.com. The answers are truly within your reach.
Are you at a crossroads in your life, facing big decisions about your life purpose, business, relationships, or other major issues? Are you wondering why you may be delayed in getting what you want? Or if you have special guides who are helping you? Then investing in a private intuitive reading with Mari is just what you need. As a third-generation spiritual intuitive, Mari has worked with thousands of clients over the past 18 years. During your private session, you will learn who your guides are, receive insight on the core issues that need attention, and get new perspective, clarity, and inspiration on what to do next. To register, go to www.ahamomentsinc.com and click on the Work with Mari tab to get all of the details. There are a limited number of spots each month, so go to www.ahamomentsinc.com for yours now.
Step back in time to the very beginning, before life as we know it existed. Stones have been on this earth since before the inception of man. They are keepers of ancient wisdom and messages. Tap into the profound wisdom of stones and let your journey begin at the Rock Girl Sacred Stone School. Let the Rock Girl take you back to those ancient days to learn firsthand the language and the secrets of stones. The Rock Girl will teach you how to develop your very own technique of communicating with them, allowing you to embark on your own path of self-discovery. Courses include Reiki, psychic development, chakra balancing and auric cleansing, hands-on healing, and more. Visit sacredstoneschool.com for classes and workshops taught exclusively by the Rock Girl of therockgirl.com.
Hello, we are back. I'm Mari. You're listening to the Aha Moments radio show. Tonight we're talking all about space clearing, energy clearing, energetic hygiene, and getting unstuck. And I did promise that I was going to give you the dates for the Mercury in retrograde, so I went online and I found those for you. So you want to get a pen and write these down. I'll give you all the dates for the year so you can plan your calendar. The first Mercury in retrograde of 2013, they happen 3 times a year, okay, and they're also about 3 to 3.5 weeks long. It's February 23rd through March 17th, the Ides of March. And then the second one is June 26th to July 20th. So June 26th to July 20th is the second round. And then the final Mercury retrograde period this year will be October 21st through November 10th, which is extremely early for the third Mercury retrograde. That's interesting. That's going to be during speaker season. All the conferences are going on during that time. That should be very interesting. A lot of people are traveling and teaching and doing all kinds of stuff, and those are very popular dates. So the first one is February 23rd through March 17th. The second is June 26th to July 20th, and the third is October 21st to November 10th. And the full moon that I was talking about at the top of the show is actually on Sunday the 27th. It's not on the 26th. So just so you know, it's Sunday the 27th. It starts like the wee hours of the morning. So that's that. So now we have our calendars together, and really it's a good thing to know about Mercury retrograde, especially when it comes to energy clearing, because when you are familiar with the moon cycles and the retrograde cycles, you can manage your energy a lot better, because there's just certain times of the year where you just need to sort of slow your roll and let things sort of play out. Then there's other times of the year, like now, where you should be really speeding your roll up and going for broke. Okay, so let's just talk about 2 more things, and then I'm going to start taking your calls. If you want to call in, it's 347-215-9485. Space clearing, let's talk about that a little bit, because a lot of people know about sage, and that's a Native American practice where we take dried white sage. You can get that online, and you burn it. And what you do is you just set it on fire, and then it smokes. You blow the flame out, and it smokes. And you can just go around your home clockwise. And actually, when you're clearing, you want to go counterclockwise. And you can just wave the smoke around, and it clears the energy out. Now, you want to make sure that you open some windows, because you don't want the smoke to just be sitting. You want to make sure you open the windows so that the energy, the negative energy, has a place to leave and exit. Okay, and then it's 18 degrees here in New Jersey, so you don't want to keep them open too long. And then once you've finished your smudging, that's what this practice is called, then you can be sure to set the intention for the rooms after you've done the clearing. That's with any clearing. You want to make sure that you set the new intention of what you want the energy to focus on. Okay? So you could set the intention for, in your bedroom, it could be the love intention, and in the dining room, it could be, family joy or communion. In your office, it could be abundance, productivity, this type of thing. So you want to set the intention for the different rooms, or you can set the intention for your whole home, but you want to set intention for the energy. The other clearing method that I actually like better than sage is Epsom salt and alcohol. And that is one of the most powerful things to really, if you want a blank slate, this is the way you do it. You just get a pot, you put a layer of Epsom salt on the bottom, you pour rubbing alcohol on it, and you set it on fire, and you just let it burn down. And some people carry it around. I don't, because the flames can get pretty high. I put it on my stove, and I just envision it, clearing the entire home. And you can also, if you have things that you're worried about, you're anxious about a person or about a situation, you can write down whatever you're anxious about, and you can put it in the fire, so you're just clearing the energy of all of that. It is very, very powerful. I love that particular clearing. One of the ways you can test if there's energy that's heavy in your home is you can take a bell, or you can take a little tuning bowl, or you can actually use your hands, clap your hands. And as you go around the house, if you ring the bell or use your tuning bowl, if the bell or tuning bowl sounds muffled, that means that the energy is heavy. If it sounds nice and clear and crisp, then the energy is in good shape. If you don't have a bell or tuning bowl, you can just go around and clap your hands. If your hands, as they're clapping, sound like that, like you have your hands cupped and it's that very deep, muffled sound, then you're clapping. You want to keep your hands flat and clap. But if it sounds muffled, then that means the energy needs to be cleared. If it's nice and snappy and sharp, then the energy is in good shape. So that's a way that you can test how the energy is doing in your home. Now, the other thing you want to do, in addition to clearing your space, is to clear your body. We all have these auric fields. That's the kind of the link between us and our infinite selves. And so that energy field it lets the world know how you're doing. I'll tell you that. It also collects everything that's happening, and it needs to be cleared and cleaned too. So we do what's called aura cleansing. One of the best ways to do that is simple. It's taking a hot sea salt bath. And you can use, I highly suggest Himalayan salt. That's the pink salt. Now, you can get it, at HimalayanSalt.com or whatever online. But my little secret is if you have a Trader Joe's nearby or a good grocery store, they sell the Himalayan salt in the seasoning section. So instead of paying, $15 for, a ball, the size of a tennis ball, you can go to Trader Joe's and for like $1.99 get they have those salt grinders, and it has pink salt in it. It has actual Himalayan salt instead of the white salt, and you can get a few of those, and it's great, and it's a much cheaper alternative, and it also gives you an opportunity to take more salt baths as you need to. I would say you want to do a hot salt bath. If you're not in a particularly heavily toxic situation, once a week is good. You can do more, but you want to make sure that you're taking some time once a week at least, to linger and really set intention that you are clearing. One of my colleagues, Cindy Dale, talked about a black tea bath where you take black tea bags, and she said that was one of the very best ways. She's terrific with the energetic clearing. You can, make a tincture of black tea. You just steep the tea and pour it into your bath water, and that really clears off any kind of, heavy anxiety, energy, if you're going through a breakup or grieving or anything like that, or just, having a rough time of it, or just want a, nice clearing. That's a good way to do it as well. When it comes to this as well, if you don't have a bathtub and you can't take like the long soaking bath, you can use the salt in your shower. So you can just take, I've had sea salts, the sea salt you get from the grocery store. You want to make sure you use sea salt, not iodized salt. And good sea salt, like the kind from the Mediterranean or the Dead Sea or whatever they call it. You can just pour that on yourself and just scrub it in, and cleanse yourself and just set the intention that you're clearing your energy, and it's done. It's just really pretty simple stuff, but has very, very powerful long-term results. So if each day, evening, when you come home from working or whatever, and you're taking your shower, or in the morning when you're preparing, you do your regular cleansing, and then you just rub a little sea salt all over you, and you're in good shape, and then you can just set your intention for the day, allow the water to kind of ritualize yourself. Just allow it to sort of bathe you with that intention, and you'll see that your energy feels a lot more stable through the day. Okay, so I think that's enough tips for now. I'm going to get to some of your calls, and again, if you want to call in, let's see, it's 347-215-9485. Okay, I need water. I think I'm like parched talking so much. All right, how about let's talk with Yvette in California. Hi, Yvette, are you there? There's...
Hello. Hi.
How are you?
I'm pretty good, I think.
Okay.
Can I ask you a career question?
Sure.
I have a job, and I know things are about to change, but I'm not sure in what direction to really look in. I know a lot of things have been coming my way, but nothing has really landed yet.
Okay. And do you want to leave your job?
Yeah, I do. There's a lot of reasons why I want to leave. I'm ready for a change, and it's not enough money. I can use more appreciation. The only reason why it's good is that it's almost like it's weird. It's like it's almost part-time, but then I get full days off that are like full-time, kind of like, I don't get benefits, but they're like full-time, like you get like days off paid for, holiday pay, you get vacation pay. That's the only perk. But the hours are still kind of weird where it doesn't allow me to do a lot with my time.
Okay. It's interesting because it feels to me like you have a creative streak in you that really is like sort of crying out for some attention. Mm-hmm. And a lot of excuses around why that can't happen, this job mm-hmm. being one of them. Mm-hmm. What I would suggest is going to the creative juices first. Mm-hmm. The job will shape itself around that. You're kind of living from, the way I call it is living from the outside in, looking for the outside stuff to fix the inside. But if you stepped into your creative energies, it's, whether it's drawing or painting or writing, and one of the ways that you can do this, in fact, I have my advanced class doing this, is to literally journal 3 pages every single morning. That will connect you to that creative energy. And you can sort of metabolize your life on the page instead of like in your head. Mm-hmm. A lot about all the things you don't like and don't this and don't that and that's not good enough and this isn't good enough. And what that's setting you up for is just another job of the same not good enough stuff. Mm-hmm. Kind of managing from the outside in. So the way that you switch gears from the outside in, and this is for everybody who's listening, is to connect yourself with the internal portion of you, the internal piece of you, that the desire that you truly have. The desire is to be more creative. That's very clear in your energy. So take some time each morning, and I don't want you to do it at night because you don't have the day to work it through and to receive. Because if morning, it gives you the whole day for your angels, guides, all the power to be to bring you signs, symbols, synchronicities, insights, happy surprises throughout the day.
So is this automatic writing, or is this like just conscious?
This is not automatic writing. It's not a question of trying to get a channeled voice to come, speak to you or anything like that. This is just a way for it's the intentional journaling, where you are setting intention as you sit down with the page, and I want you to be completely honest. If you want to dump. If you want to, have a conversation with somebody you're trying to work through in a relationship, work it through on the page. You can put their name and your name, and as if you're role playing it out. If you want to just write gratitude, write 3 pages of gratitude, or you want to do a little bit of all of it. It doesn't have to be structured, but what it does do is it gives you permission to have creative space. It says, I value my creativity. I'm encouraging that side of me to come through. I need to give that inner child, which is always the creative energy, that voice, instead of beating yourself down with all the things that are wrong with the job.
Okay. So by doing this, it's going to allow some creativity to expand and see what happens throughout my...
Well, the creativity is going to then flow from you, from the inside to
Got
the
it.
outside, and then the outside will reflect back the perfect job. And it's easy.
Got it. Awesome. That sounds really good.
You're approaching it now, it shuts down the very thing that you really want. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I mean, some pretty cool opportunities have come, just they haven't really landed, and those they just look good for aesthetic reasons. Maybe they weren't the exact perfect one, but it just means I know, like, I'm ready for something else. So.
Yeah, it feels to me like what you think you want and what you eventually love are actually two different things right now. And this is the bridge activity that's going to get it so that you align with the thing that would really make your heart sing. So you don't want to just think go after the checklist of what would be a perfect job. You want to go, okay, and just connect through that. And I would highly suggest, and it's working for all of my students, and it's working for me. I don't ever ask you to do anything I haven't done myself.
I appreciate that.
Single morning, 3 pages, no matter.
Okay, I'm going to do that. Thank you.
Call back in and let me know.
I will.
Okay.
Have a good day. Yep.
Good night. Okay. Let's see. We have time for another caller. So how about Ayla in Aspen? I hope I said your name right, Ayla, or is it Isla?
Yeah, you said it right. Thanks, Mari.
How are you?
I am amazing. How are you?
I'm good. I love happy campers from Colorado. You guys get all that mountain air.
I spoke with you last week, and you were talking about that as well. So
I don't ever remember. So go ahead and tell me what's your question today.
Oh yeah. My question. You told me last week to just bake the cake around my snowboarding. Well, I popped it into the oven and I'm baking it. And what happened this week was I had to quit my job because it wasn't good for me anymore. So, could I have some guidance around my next career move with finances, with my snowboarding, what to do next, and my vision?
The first thing that I heard is teach, teach, teach. And working with little kids in particular, doing like an after-school program or creating some sort of snowboarding program. The other thing that they're saying is fitness for ski bunnies. I don't know why that came up. But teaching some sort of fitness or working with the fitness, the aspect of most amateurs, especially when they're skiing, they don't really know how to take care of themselves. They're like weekend warriors, and I know from being an athlete that if you just get up on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday and try to do something as, huge as snowboarding or skiing, you can kind of throw your body into, out of whack. So what they're saying is something like a yoga studio, something like or creating your own programs, or coming up with a program and then taking it around to various studios and kind of working that way would be a really good creative solution for you. But there's definitely something in the fitness area. It seems like the direction they're saying. I just call it as I see it. Yeah. I think what you want to do, and this is for anybody who's looking at an amateur sport, and you have, because I know I did this with the horses. When you are training for something as intensely as I know you are, and you have that desire, what the trick is to get money and free time, right? So you can still do what you need to do, but also have money coming in. You want to make sure that whatever job you do get, it's congruent with the goals that you have. So for you, going into a corporate job where you're sitting at a desk and doing something completely unrelated to the field of snowboarding or the field of winter sports, winter games, that kind of thing, would be very detrimental to you and your energy. So even though you may not be able to be a professional snowboarder at this juncture, you want to, whether it's working for the ski shop, doing accounting for the ski manufacturer, or teaching yoga for snow bunnies, or teaching kids how to snowboard, after school, or any combination thereof. As long as you're in the arena, then you fuel your passion and also your pocketbook. I still want to be incongruent, and that's the key to being able to, pursue your dreams and make money too. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm curious why teach that keeps coming up.
I don't know. You have to ask your angels. They're just telling me teach. One of the things I'll say is when you teach, you get much better at your own skills. It's one of the fastest way to accelerate your own skills. I taught riding for many years, and even did some teaching with some dancing as well. And when you have to break it down and teach it to someone else, it's amazing how much clearer you get in your ability to do what you're doing. And it becomes much more integrated, and it will really accelerate your skills. So that's very possibly why they're saying that. Also, this feels like you're going to teach somebody, you're going to meet someone, you're going to be meeting a lot of people as well. So I would kind of hang around the slopes and see what you can get over there. Hopefully that helps.
Thank you.
You are welcome. Have a great night. Happy skiing to you.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Okay, so we're going to take another quick break, and then I have more callers, so don't hang up. I will definitely get your calls on the other side of the break. And if you want, I see a lot more people have called in, but if you'd like to call in, it's 347-215-9485. That's 347-215-9485. I'm Mari. You're listening to the Aha Moments radio show. We'll be right back.
Step back in time to the very beginning, before life as we know it existed. Stones have been on this earth since before the inception of man. They are keepers of ancient wisdom and messages. Tap into the profound wisdom of stones and let your journey begin at the Rock Girl Sacred Stone School. Let the Rock Girl take you back to those ancient days to learn firsthand the language and the secrets of stones. The Rock Girl will teach you how to develop your very own technique of communicating with them, allowing you to embark on your own path of self-discovery. Courses include Reiki, psychic development, chakra balancing and auric cleansing, hands-on healing, and more. Visit sacredstoneschool.com for classes and workshops taught exclusively by the Rock Girl of therockgirl.com.
Do you ever get a hunch about something and ignore it, only to find out later you were right after all? Do you know that you're intuitive but need help interpreting what you get? Need quick answers to burning questions but don't have the time to wait for a private reading? Then Mari's Intuitive Living Oracle cards are the tool for you. 45 gorgeous laminated cards and a full book of interpretations come together in a beautiful velvet bag. The cards have been designed and energized to give you the answers right now. No more sleepless nights weighing pros and cons. Ask the cards your questions and see what message your intuition has for you. To learn more and get your deck now, go to the store at www.ahamomentsinc.com and click on the Intuitive Living cards now. That's the store at ahamomentsinc.com. The answers are truly within your reach.
Are you at a crossroads in your life? Facing big decisions about your life purpose, business, relationships, or other major issues? Are you wondering why you may be delayed in getting what you want? Or if you have special guides who are helping you? Then investing in a private intuitive reading with Mari is just what you need. As a third-generation spiritual intuitive, Mari has worked with thousands of clients over the past 18 years. During your private session, you will learn who your guides are, receive insight on the core issues that need attention, and get new perspective, clarity, and inspiration on what to do next. To register, go to www.ahamomentsinc.com and click on the Work with Mari tab to get all of the details. There are a limited number of spots each month, so go to www.ahamomentsinc.com for yours now.
Hello, we are back. I'm Mari. You're listening to the Aha Moments radio show. Tonight we've been talking all about getting unstuck and clearing your energy. There was one tip I forgot to mention earlier, and I think I've mentioned it on the show before. I can't even remember. I've done so many different things. If you're dealing with toxic people in an office or any kind of setting where you can't get away from them, where they can come into your space and kind of be around, you can, one of the little, they call it an old wives' tale, but it actually really works because I used it a lot when I was in corporate America, and I've actually had a lot of clients do it, is you can get a cup of mint tea, like peppermint tea, keep it on your desk, and it will keep people who have mean energy, it'll tame them and keep them away from you. It really does work. That I have used. I use everything that I mentioned on the show. Like I said, I'll never ask you to do something I haven't done myself. But that particular little trick is really cool. I don't know what it is about the peppermint, but the peppermint does ward off heavy energies. Pine is also very, very clarifying. So it's a great clearing scent for your home. So you might want to consider some of that. So. All right, so that's those tips. All right, so we have a few more callers. We're going to take those calls. Let's see. We have Sandy in Illinois. Hi, Sandy. How are you? Did we lose Sandy? I think we lost Sandy. Okay, Emily in Louisiana. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Hi there.
Hi. How are you?
Yes. Oh, I've seen better days, so it's been rough for me. But I'm calling in because I'm concerned about my financial security. For the last 2.5 years, in 2010, the company I worked with filed bankrupt, and once again my financial struggles began. And for the last 2 years, I've kind of, toughened it out and kept my head above water. I'm in sales and marketing. But I know in my heart and soul, for some reason, Maury, I have a fear of success. I mean, companies, I've made millions for other companies, but for myself, it's just like I can't get past this. I need a paycheck. I need a paycheck. And it's just driving me nuts. And I know sometimes we block ourselves, and then I know sometimes other energies, people's energies, will block you. So I just need a little guidance as to what you think. Where should I be going? I'm trying to do this promotional items for businesses, but then I also do contract work, setting appointments, and I just need to be okay. So I decided, I said, I'm going to call in. I've listened to your show for a long time. I said, I'm just going to call in and see what she thinks.
Well, I want to just back up for a second. What do you consider to be a fear of success? What are you afraid of?
I don't know. I sit back, okay, and I, like for the applications, and this is just craziness, but I will say, well, I am not this. I don't know if I really want to deal with the problems if the orders come in wrong. It's just, and I know it's craziness. Or I'll say, well, I'm not going to do outside sales because I really don't know if I'm going to be successful at it. So I know this is me. I know it's me, and I know it's probably
Stop you, because you can't get a word out of your mouth without judging yourself. So let's break it down. The job is just symbolic of something that I think if we go down to the actual cause, the job stuff will take care of itself. And that is, you will not listen to your own voice. You have like two competing voices with yourself. You have one that's really trying to come up out of the closet that you have her stuffed in and say, come hither this way, I think I can do I know I can do this, and I intuitively know. And then you have the beat down voice that says, but you this and that's that, so and worst criticism is judge. Criticism, of course, is judgment, and there's two byproducts of judgment. One is sadness, of course, and that's tough, but it's nowhere near as bad as shame. Shame leads indelible mark. And what you're doing, even as you're describing your issue, is you're shaming yourself. I should have known. I should be better at this. I should.
Yeah.
You don't have your success at all. What you're doing, though, is you're having kind of this war going on with that inner critic portion of you. So what I would do is say, this is the kind of stuff I would work on. I would work on giving that inner critic. Listen, we're always going to have an inner critic. There is a purpose for them. It's usually a parental voice because that's where we kind of got it from, and had a hypercritical mother, a hypercritical father, or both, or they had issues and they're trying to protect you, and blah blah blah. We all know all the psychological stuff that goes to that. But regardless, what you want to do is give that critical voice a job. So and so you can say, instead of cannibalizing every idea that I have, why don't you focus that energy over here where I really do need some sort of protection, because that way you're never going to completely turn it off, but if you redirect that energy to something else, or to give it a repetitive job, I think I was talking, I don't know if it was this class or another class on this show or another class I was teaching, I was talking about putting puzzles together, doing something where you can have a beginning, a middle, and an end, and a tangible result. That will start to sort of take that voice and give it something to do. In the meantime, it frees up the space for the desires and that heart energy to come up for you. And that's where I think what you really need. Now, as far as, the next job and sales and this and that, you can't really create or receive a better scenario until you get these inner voices in check. Because every intention that you put out there, you're canceling it out. I mean, you couldn't even finish a sentence trying to describe the story to me without judging yourself. That's the core. That's the core. So what I would suggest you do is to add, we can't fix this all in 2 minutes on a radio show. But I wanted to direct you in that way. And what I would also suggest that you do is to go into meditation. Or, it doesn't have to be like long Sermon on the Mount meditation. It's just, just 60 seconds, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And just take a nice deep breath and forgive yourself for any mistakes and shortcomings. Give yourself permission give yourself permission by saying, listen, I do the best I know how to do with what I have available to me at this time.
Right. Okay.
And lighten the load. And then say to yourself, now, if I didn't have to worry about success, failure, or anything else, what contribution could I be that would truly make my heart sing and make me more money than I know what to do with? When you're cannibalizing yourself like this, the current of money stops. So that's why you're having the financial stuff. If you can get into this piece of it, you're going to have a much easier time of it. And I don't think you're going to be going through this stage for long. One of the reasons why you're feeling so acute and so urgent about it is because it's about to be finished. You're going into
okay.
Yeah. It's kind of like the darkest before the dawn.
Yeah. The silver lining. Yeah.
That's right. Just breathe and work through that. You can ask Archangel Jeremiel is for emotional healing, and Archangel Uriel is also for releasing unforgiveness, shame, any kind of heart and mind, and helping to open up so you can receive the true stuff that you deserve.
Okay.
Right?
Thank you.
Good luck.
Have
a great. Okay, so we are almost to the end of the show. We have about 2 minutes. I'm going to just scoot in here and get Annetta from Washington, D.C. Hi, Annetta. How are you? Are you there? Hello? Sam, I don't know if we have Annetta. Is she there? Okay. Well, I don't know. I think we lost her. Okay, so we're done. we're at the end of the show anyway. So, okay. So you know what? This is a time where it's really important to take stock and to listen to yourself and to really honor yourself and what you really desire. It's a high speed, high activity time, but don't use that energy, that kind of hyped up energy that we're in now, to go against yourself. Use it to fuel yourself. And remember to call your energy back in each evening and to purify it as it comes back to you so that you can really be operating from all cylinders. You know, if you're spun out and judging yourself and spinning and tossing and turning and, you know, getting yourself all caught up and not doing this energetic clearing, you're really depleting yourself, and it's kind of like trying to drive your car, you know, 500 miles and you're on E. It's you can't do it. It's very, very hard. And then you do get into spins, and then you get into the fear aspects and everything. You know, it's funny, I was really dehydrated, and I didn't know why. I was always so tired. So I made this decision that I was going to drink a lot more water. And all of a sudden, all the caffeine that I normally drink, I don't drink any of it. It's amazing how I don't even miss it. And when I do drink it, take it like tea with caffeine, it's kind of a weird taste now, you know. So it was just I was running on empty, and I was misidentifying my fatigue as something else, and it was just dehydration. It was just water. It was a really simple solution. So your solutions are probably a lot more simple than you think. And doing this energetic work, you can listen to the podcast again, but doing this energetic work will really give you some, a nice clean slate so you can get the other stuff done with a lot greater ease. All right? So, as I say at the end of every show, you truly can have exactly what you want. You absolutely deserve it too. And in this energy, anything is possible. See you next week, everybody. Have a great night.
You've been listening to the Aha Moments radio show with your host, Mari. Be sure to visit her blog and website at www.ahamomentsinc.com. That's AHA, moments with an S, inc.com. Also join Mari on Facebook at www.facebook.com/ahamomentsinc and Twitter at twitter.com/ahamoments. We can't wait to see you there.